Hi, everyone.
Recording.
Welcome to
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Decoding Your Superpowers. I am Teresa Lysam with my friend and fellow coach. Oh, Linda, you froze a little bit.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Go ahead and
Linda
repeat your
Karshner.
name, please. Thanks so much for being with us. Linda's taking time out of her vacation today to jump on with us.
That's how much we love this.
Yeah. So we really appreciate you doing that, Linda. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So we're
not a
going to go
problem.
ahead and look at a report result today. We haven't done that for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at someone's actual report and go through it and see what we can glean from this
Mhm.
report about this person. And remember, we don't always know if we're right on point. Typically we are, but sometimes the strengths play out a little bit differently in a real person. We're just
Mhm.
going by what we know about the superpowers, the strengths, and we love to have somebody in person who can confirm or deny
Uh-huh.
what we're bringing up. But typically, it's pretty much right on point.
Mm,
They might just have a slightly different version that plays
right.
out for them.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the report. And Linda, would you like to go ahead and just give a little bit of background about the concept of strengths and superpowers and
Okay.
why we
Yeah.
love them so much?
Yeah. So this was a concept that was brought to the forefront by a gentleman named Don Clifton, and that's where CliftonStrengths comes from. And he had the theory, what if we focus on what's right about people instead of what's wrong with them? And so, through tons and tons of research, they came up with 34 strengths that everybody has. They're universal strengths they across cultures and languages. And these strengths are seen in every single person, but in a different order in
Mhm.
everybody in the world who has ever lived or will ever live, basically, because there's so many possibilities of how these strengths could show up in their own order. So this is an online assessment that you take. You go to Gallup.com, Clifton Strengths, and you can take this assessment. It is a small investment. It's about $60 US, but it is so worth it. And they give you such rich information
Mhm.
about how your strengths show up in you. And I will say, though, that Teresa and I both learned this, that it really is beneficial to have a coach help you kind of hold up the mirror, help you to understand the nuances of the report and what the strengths definitions are and how that works in your life. So, just a shameless plug for coaches because we are, but it's because we see the value of that. So,
Mhm.
just kind of a little plug there for the benefits of coaching.
Thank you, Linda. And maybe we could do that sometime. Maybe we can go to the Gallup website
Oh,
and
yeah.
show them
Just,
how
yes,
to
step
get
by
in
step.
there. And they will give you two options, one
Right.
being where you just see five of yours,
Mhm.
and the other being they unlock all 34. So even after you take the assessment, even if they just show you five, you still have, they're all there. You're
Right.
just paying to see five of them. So
Mhm.
we definitely want you to pay the little bit
Right.
bigger price, get all of them because you're going to get a whole lot more depth to
Right.
your results and your understanding.
Absolutely. It's
And if
just
you can go back later and pay to have the rest of them unlocked, but it's
Mhm.
a little bit more pricey that way.
I
It's
think it's
just,
like $15 more. Like, so
yeah,
you pay for the original to unlock the five, and then later it's not like they just say, okay, well, just pay us the balance. It's like
right,
$15 more to unlock the rest of them. And you'll
right.
see as we talk about this, the value of knowing not just your top 5, but your top 10 and also
Mhm.
your bottom strengths. To me, knowing my bottom strengths has proved invaluable.
Yeah,
And
yeah, agreed.
just having your top 5, I mean, it's literally the tip of the iceberg, and you're the Titanic. And if you run into that iceberg not knowing what's underneath, um, it can really mess you up.
Now, I do want to point out we focus on the top 10.
Uh-huh.
That's your zone of genius.
Right,
You mentioned the bottom five. Those are not weaknesses. They are
right,
just not energizing for you. You're
uh-huh.
just not going to be your best.
Right,
Things are not going to be as easy as they would be if you were using anything from your top 10.
right.
And anything in the middle is just like, just neutral energy, neither here nor there. You might
Yeah,
pull some of these
right.
out once in a while, but you could
Hmm.
do everything from that midsection with your top 10.
Exactly. Yeah, and pretty easily.
Very easily.
Yeah, and it might take a couple of your top 10 to do what you need to do, like what other people who have your bottom strengths high, like what they can do more easily, but you can do it.
Yeah,
And if
yeah,
it's something that you're passionate about and care about, you find a way using your top 10, and
yes.
you don't have to uh, use those bottom strengths.
Yeah, which is a struggle. It's
Yeah,
effort to use those bottom
it
strengths.
is. Yeah.
Whereas your top 10, you're going to be more in the flow and more productive and more creative. Things are just going to come very, very easily for you, which
Hmm.
they already have been coming easy for you. You just didn't realize what you were using. You were
Right,
using
right.
these strengths, you were using these
Hmm.
superpowers,
Hmm.
and they're just so easy and organic. It's like, how can they be anything special?
Yeah, right.
But they are. The way you are
Uh-huh.
together and your strengths interact with each other is exclusive to you.
Right.
They are unique to you. There is nobody else on the planet with your lineup of strengths and
Hmm.
how they work together.
And I think
And
that that's like one of the most amazing things. Like each individual strength by itself, I mean, they're each special and unique, but like
mhm,
as you know, like say this person has restorative at number 1. Like to them, maybe it's so, like you said, Teresa, it's so common, so natural that they don't see it as special. But when
mhm,
you put together all of her strengths in the way that she, God has put those together for her,
mhm.
that's what makes her unique and
Yeah.
special.
And it's empowering to
Yeah,
know that nobody else is like this. We are the
right.
only people on this planet with our lineup of strengths
Uh-huh.
in our particular order. And
Right.
to me, that was really empowering
Mhm.
information.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, and that's why I want everybody to know their superpowers and their strengths because of that feeling that you get knowing that, like, oh, I guess I am pretty special.
Yeah.
Not in an egoic
Not in a
way.
braggy, yeah,
Right. Not you're
egotistical way.
just it just helps you believe in yourself more. That
Right.
was my big aha when I learned
Hmm.
mine. It's just gave me more belief in myself.
Right.
And I could understand my value that I had to share with the world.
Hmm.
So that is one of the benefits and the power of knowing this information. And
Uh-huh.
I just want to quickly reference these top five. So
Yeah.
the top five, if you just unlocked your top five
Uh-huh.
and didn't know anything about the rest of them,
Uh-huh.
if you look at those, they're showing two executing
Right.
and three relationship building, which is fine. But there, if you look, there's a lot more executing skill strengths underneath that five. There's
Yeah.
actually another two relationship buildings.
More,
So
yeah.
this is really going to give us so much more information about the dominant domains of this
Hmm.
particular person.
Hmm.
And we'll explain more about that here
Right.
momentarily. But basically, what we do initially, right off the bat, is we just count up these colors. in the
Uh-huh.
top 10. And you can see what they relate to right here in the gray column.
Right.
So just count them up and see where they fit. So um, Gallup calls them themes. You can call
Mhm.
them categories. We call them
Okay.
domains. They all mean
Right.
the same thing.
Hmm.
Just grouping them to get an overall view of who you are, what's important to you, how you show up in the world. So, upon counting these, we came up with 5 relationship building strengths and 4 executing strengths. So,
Right.
this
And
person has 2 domains that are pretty
uh-huh.
prominent for them.
Right. So with five in the relationship building, that is super important to this person. And Clifton Strengths has their definition, but it kind of slants more toward like the corporate world
Mhm,
or
mhm,
colleges or things like that. So our definition, I think, is more focused on overall life. It encompasses job and family, or a job and school and work and all that, but
mhm,
it's also family, relationships, health,
mhm.
and that kind of thing. So
Yes.
someone who's high in relationship building strengths, that's dominant, especially with five, they want to connect with the right people. That's their
Yes.
desire, is connecting with the right people, the people that God has for them to connect with,
Mhm.
their tribe, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then secondary, but still super important for this person, because there's four in that executing
Mhm.
domain, is making sure things get done the right way. And so, that's a person who's productive, who likes to get things done.
Mhm. So
But it
this
kind of is
person,
filtered through relationships,
yeah,
because that
yeah.
is her top domain.
Yes, everything comes back to those relationships.
Yeah.
Those are of utmost importance to this person.
Uh-huh.
And then getting things done the right way is secondary, but they would
Right.
love to get things done the right way with people,
Uh-huh.
with
The
the
right
right
people.
people. So those 2 domains are going to really partner up well.
Uh-huh.
And then there's one strategic thinking down here at
Yep.
input,
Yeah.
which doesn't mean she doesn't take in information and use it and figure it out and use her brain. I mean, she still does. It's just not as important to her as somebody who has a lot more strategic thinking strengths.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's not that she can't, it's just that it's not her preference. So she's going
Right.
to really need to have people around her, connecting with her all the time. If
Yeah.
she's in a job, a position where she's working alone, it might be more of a struggle for her than if she's in
Well,
a
although she
collaborative.
has relator at number 3.
She does have her later up there. You're right.
So it's, this is fun with all the nuances. So
Hmm.
someone who has relator high, they are someone who really has a close inner circle, and
Hmm.
it's usually pretty small. And it takes a while for someone to enter that inner circle, because someone with relator high, they are cautious about
Hmm.
trusting new people. So you kind of have to prove your worth to them, that you're to be trusted. So she might be okay with not being around a lot of people if they're not her inner circle. So connecting with the right people is probably a smaller group of people for this person than someone who has woo high,
Hmm.
or who has
Hmm.
includer high. So woo is her 33, includer is 25. So she's like, her people things probably are not lots of people.
Thank you for clarifying that. But I'm wondering if it's important to her to connect with that small group of people,
Uh-huh.
those few friends on a
Uh-huh.
regular basis,
Uh-huh.
really bring her back to center or help her,
Right.
think about
Yeah.
things or whatever.
Yeah.
So I could see her reaching out either through text or
Sure. Sure.
on a regular basis, if not daily, to certain people,
Uh-huh.
check in, and that's going to be important to her. So that
Mhm.
using those smaller groups of relationships to really
Right.
keep herself energized
Mm-hmm.
and productive.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, thank you for that. Let's see, what do we want to dig into there? Can we talk about restorative?
Yeah.
Restorative is right sitting at number one. Number
Uh-huh.
one strength, superpower is our most energizing. We
Uh-huh.
love everything about our number one.
Uh-huh.
It shows up a lot. And restorative was near and dear to my heart because that was in mine for quite a while.
Uh-huh.
But I struggled with it. Like I couldn't
Oh.
understand it. I didn't see it showing up in my life.
Oh.
Other people would tell me, like, oh, yeah, no, that's how you are.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not even know that. So it took me a while to appreciate that strength
Right.
and learn to love it. But I did eventually. It just, then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm using my restorative strength. So I'm saying that so that people understand that you might not understand or love every single strength that pops up in your report. It might take some processing time and some time to think about it and reflect, like, how is this showing up? And
Yeah.
really search for examples in your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you did not see yourself as someone who identified what was broken, what needed to be fixed.
Right, right. I did not see myself as a problem solver.
Yeah, okay.
But a good friend of mine, when I was telling her, she's like, oh, yeah, that's what you do. So I was not seeing it in myself. Maybe I was too close to it,
Right, yeah.
and it was so organically easy for me that it was not a standout in my mind. I
Uh-huh.
don't know. Now I have my son-in-law, he has restorative, probably at
Uh-huh.
number one. It's way up there. Oh my gosh, his whole life is restorative. He is restoring things constantly. He's really, really good at it.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if he sees himself as that, but
Yeah.
everybody goes to him to fix, I mean, literally fix things with his hands.
Right.
And his brain is very, very quick. I mean, he has other strengths
Uh-huh.
that play into that as well.
Sure.
But to me and everybody else around him, it's very, very obvious. But
Uh-huh.
he tends to forget that other people don't think like him.
Oh,
So he
right.
gets somewhat impatient with people that don't quickly think and solve and, figure things out. And like his wife has to tell him, like, nobody thinks like you do. You're unique in the way you think. So give
Uh-huh.
everybody some grace.
Right.
So restore so all of these have, a really positive
Right.
side, and then that side that's like, you got to be careful. I mean, just like everything else in life. Like,
Right. Yeah, we call those balconies and basements.
yes, yes.
And that I try to remember that and I try to educate my clients
Mhm.
that when we're aware of, when we learn about the positive aspect of each of these strengths and live in the balconies, that's when we're just in that right flow.
Yeah, we are
But we can also dip
best.
into the basement of these strengths if we aren't aware. And having that awareness of, the that kind of the dark side, um, and just I think awareness and a heart to be of service to humankind
Yes,
and to our
yes.
loved ones and
Hmm.
all of that will help us to get
Yes.
out of that.
Yeah, I love that. Be in service to others.
Yeah,
That's what we're using. We want everybody to use their strengths and their superpowers
absolutely.
for.
Yeah, that's when it's a strength,
Hmm.
when it is there to help and support
Oh, I
and
love
serve.
that. Until that point, sometimes they're just potentialities. They're just
Uh-huh.
sitting there waiting.
Uh-huh.
for it to be used as a gift to the world in service of others,
Right.
to really blossom. So, like my restorative, I don't know if I was using it in the way it could have been. It took me
Right.
some time to allow it to blossom and grow.
Uh-huh. And is it
So,
not in your top 10 now?
no, it did juggle out a little bit because I did take the assessment a
Uh-huh.
second time, 5, 6 years later, because I felt like I was a different person. And
Right.
so it did go down out of my top 10. I was a little
Okay.
sad about that because it took
Yeah.
me a while to really embrace it.
Right.
But I want the key point I want people to understand about if you take the assessment a second time down the road,
Yeah.
my core strengths were still there. The
Right.
basic core of who I was still there. It might have shifted just a little bit, but basically they were generally the same, you know.
Hmm.
So I thought that was very, very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. That is
But
interesting.
I'm
And
still
were your
me.
domains the same?
They changed slightly. I picked up a relationship building strength.
Okay.
So to me, the connection with others, connecting with the right people are more important now
Oh,
than they were
okay.
in the
That makes sense.
past.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Right.
more discerning, more
Uh-huh.
selective in who I stay connected with.
Right. Right.
So,
Interesting.
yeah, it was really, really interesting. A great, great experience for me. So, which one do you want to talk about here today? Is there one that's
Um,
drawing your attention that you'd like to focus
we
on?
have to talk about the bottom strengths before
Okay.
we wrap up. So do you want to talk
Okay.
about another one of the top 10 first, or do you want to go to the bottom?
I want to go to number 5,
Okay.
adaptability.
Yeah, let's do
I
that.
love that one. I wish I had that one up higher, which I can say that, but in reality, I don't need my adaptability to
Right.
be up high because I have other strengths that allow me to be more adaptable.
Yeah, my adaptability is pretty low too. And that sort of surprised me because I feel like I'm a kind of a go with the flow kind of person. Um,
But you have
but
harmony high though, so
I have
that
harmony
about
high. Yep. So that
true.
definitely,
Yep.
uh, I'm just looking on oh yeah, my adaptability is 27.
Yeah,
So,
mine's not that low, but so there are strengths that kind of substitute
hmm,
or work in place of one that we
right,
think like, oh, I wish I had that one. Well,
right,
you're able to use other strengths to, I'm going to say, cover for that one that you think
right.
you need, you know. We just think we need it, but we really don't.
Once I get started on a project, I hate to be interrupted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like especially if I'm cleaning, because it takes me, it's what we talked about the last time. It takes me a while to get in that mode. And
Mm-hmm.
once I'm in the flow of doing that, I'm like, don't nobody need anything.
Right,
Nobody
right.
call, nobody need food, nobody, no, nothing. Unless it's my grandson. He can always,
Of course,
of course.
grandkids, you'll stop and do anything for them.
That's right. So yeah, adaptability. So that is the go with the flow strength.
Mm-hmm.
That is the person who is so able to be in the present moment
Yes.
that they um no matter what comes up that interrupts their routine, they're like, you know what? The important thing is that we take care of what's right here in front of us,
Mm-hmm.
and we just we connect with that person that needs something, or we connect with what needs to be done right now, and the other things will get taken care of
Mm-hmm.
as time goes on.
Yeah. And this person can probably pivot maybe a little bit quicker than we can.
Pivot is a good
Shift.
word. Yeah.
Yeah. And trust themselves. Like a person of high adaptability, in my opinion, is very trusting of their own selves, especially paired with that restorative.
Yeah.
You know, she can problem solve and figure things out on the fly and pivot and trust that it's all going to work out. She has
Mhm.
connectedness right there, knowing that everything's going to work out for her. So a couple of strengths would really work together well to enhance that adaptability. But being at number five, I like to
Mhm.
call that the default
Yeah.
strengths at that position. So she is just going to be very, very relaxed and calm, a lot more than
Mhm.
other people who might be in a tizzy around her. And she's gonna
Uh-huh.
be like, oh, we got
It,
this.
it'll all work out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
And
have a
it's,
nephew like that. And yeah, I'm so jealous.
yeah, but it's interesting she has discipline at 6. So discipline
Oh.
likes routine and order. So I wonder
Mhm.
if she feels some conflict within herself sometimes. Uh,
Mhm.
like, okay, I have this set out to do, but then something happens and messes up the order of how I like to do things, the
and then
routine.
del and then deliberative right above
Yeah,
adaptability. So that would
right.
be interesting to hear how these three play together.
Uh-huh.
You know, the adaptability just very
Yeah. A
free
little
flowing.
adaptability sandwich surrounded by the two executing, the thinking of all the things that can go wrong,
Yeah,
wanting
yeah,
to have a routine,
right.
going with the flow.
Yeah, deliberative, you know, a planner. This is how I envision a deliberative. Somebody who's
Yeah.
planning, somebody who's making sure that all the obstacles are taken care of and
Yeah.
kind of rethinks all the possibilities that might go wrong.
Yeah.
So maybe once those are in place, then this person is more easily able to go step into that adaptability. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
We'd have to talk to her,
Right.
but yeah, very interesting combination. Thanks for pointing
Uh-huh.
that out. And I
Yeah.
do want to point out too that even though we focus on the top 10, 11, 12, 13, these
Uh-huh.
come into play too for many people, some people more so than others. So there are things beyond that 10, but then like you said, the middle ones, they kind of fade and their
Right.
energy is just like not really important. But just to be aware of that, those that are listening in. So, like belief is right here at 12. That
Yeah.
could really color some of
Mhm.
her choices in the way
Definitely.
she thinks about things. Belief
Uh-huh.
is a
And
very powerful
yeah,
strength.
that's what I was gonna say. It's very powerful. So, it probably has a pretty good impact at 12. Um,
Mhm.
pretty
Yeah, as does,
powerful impact. And
right, even though it's outside that zone of
yeah,
genius. And then
right.
I was just going to quickly reference responsibility at number
Uh-huh.
seven here.
Uh-huh.
That could be a very intense
Mhm.
strength as well
Yeah,
with the deliberative, with
right.
the discipline. So I wonder if her adaptability softens those three or four
Probably.
strengths and kind of helps balance them out.
Uh-huh.
Because they could, all three of these, deliberative, discipline, responsibility, they could be pretty stern, intense,
Uh-huh.
um, in line,
Mhm.
all things in order, all the ducks in a row.
Right.
And then the adaptability is like, come on, guys. We
The
got
ducks are in a row, but they can waddle off once in a while.
so yeah, it's a beautiful balance. This to me is
Uh-huh.
like a whole
Yeah,
balance, a very nice balance here.
right.
All right, so let's jump down to those bottom five. What would you like to talk about down there before we wrap up?
I don't very often see the bottom 5, actually the bottom 6, being all one domain.
Oh, yeah, good point. They're all influencing. Very
Yeah.
good point. Hmm.
Her
Wow.
highest influencing strength is at 17, which is communication, and then self-assurance at 23. But yeah, like, oh, am I freezing up?
Just a little bit, but that's okay.
Okay. Um, like 29 through 34. So influencing domain, the desire is to move people forward.
Hmm.
So she is her heart's desire, her goal in life is not to move groups of people forward. It's not to be up on a stage and
Hmm.
saying, everybody look at me and do what I'm saying and, do follow me, follow my
Right,
example.
right, right.
That's not her heart's desire.
Yeah, and if
So,
even if you
it's
just read what Gallup has here,
yeah,
just that little bit, take charge, speak up, make sure others are heard. That's not her way of doing things.
yeah,
Um, but that doesn't mean she doesn't influence people.
exactly.
We all influence people using
Uh-huh.
those s- strengths from our zone of genius.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So even though there is an influencing domain or category,
Right.
doesn't mean everybody else with those other domains can't influence. Like I said, we all influence.
Uh-huh.
So that is, you're right. I've never seen so many at the bottom of the same
Right.
domain. It's very pretty down
So
there with all that yellow, all
she
that gold.
she doesn't have to worry about being an influencer.
Right.
And it's sort of like what we think of social media influencers,
Mm.
but people
Mhm.
can use different avenues to be influencers. But
Right, right.
she doesn't have to worry about that. She can influence people by being productive and by connecting with the right people.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
she's going to be influential.
Yeah. She doesn't have to take charge.
Right,
She doesn't have to win at things. She doesn't have to take something that's already good and make it even better. She doesn't have to
right.
win others over. That's what woo is.
Uh-huh,
She doesn't have
uh-huh.
to, an activator is somebody who just go, 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 like think about it later, like boom, boom, boom. Just jump from one thing to the other. Like they light a fire and go very quickly. Yeah, nah, she's just gonna, yeah, it'll
Right. She
happen
does,
when it happens.
she's got deliberative high, so she's gonna think it through, think about
Hmm.
what could go
Yep.
wrong. She's got adaptability, which we talked about
Hmm.
a lot. So that might feel like activator
Yeah, yeah.
to some people. Like she can go with the flow, but she likes to have things in order. And yeah, like you said, she has restorative high, so she's going to look more at what needs to be fixed rather than maximizer, which
Mm.
is looking at what is good and taking it to the next level. She's more of a fixer.
And with those executing strengths as her secondary domain, she's
Yeah,
gonna get things done. She wants to get
right.
things done. That's her desire. It's just
Uh-huh.
not one of her strengths to like, boom, light a fire constantly and let's go, go,
Uh-huh.
go. She's still gonna go. She's still gonna do it. She likes to get things done.
Oh yeah.
Might have her to-do list, boom, boom, that she wants to check off every single day as
Uh-huh.
part of her executing, but maybe just is a little slower than somebody else. It's still going to get.
Right.
Yeah, this is a great lineup, which we say about everybody.
We do
Everybody
because
has a
it's true.
beautiful lineup for themselves. Before we sign off, I just want to quickly jump to the fact or the idea of her being a practical person. So that's just
Uh-huh.
another nuance
Right.
that we offer our clients to figure out if you're an energetic or a person of practicality. Again, we're using that word a little bit differently than
Yeah.
most people would use it. But this person has many strengths that correlate and fall in that practical category. So a person with a lot of practical strength really like to focus on measurable, tangible things that they can control,
Right.
as opposed to an energetic who are more about the energy and like nebulous kind of ideas. That's me, nebulous, and
Right.
and whereas a person of practical orientation is like, boom, you get up, you start your day, you
Mhm.
have your things, which makes sense with discipline and responsibility
Oh
and
yeah,
deliberative.
absolutely.
Things that are within her control is where she should be putting her focus,
Right.
external things that are controllable. And these
Uh-huh.
really, really thrive when this person is focused on what she can think, what she can do, what she can create. It's all like she has to stay in her lane and not
Hmm.
worry about other people.
Yeah,
So
and
what
even with
she
the relationship building, like who she can connect with without worrying about or focusing on their response because she's not in charge of their response.
hmm
She need like who and how can I connect, and the other people, it's on them how they respond. And that's hard for a high relationship builder. Like you want to connect with someone, you want them to connect with you.
Right. And we can be people pleasers and we want them to like us and we want
Right.
the relationship to be strong. And
Yeah.
so sometimes if things might interfere with that, we might pull back
Right.
and shrink back from that because the relationship is what is of utmost importance to us.
Exactly.
So to stay in our own lane can
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes be a struggle, but it's
Right.
important for this person to focus on her controllables,
Uh-huh.
what she can measure,
Right.
and let everybody just do what what they do.
Right.
She can't, with that responsibility, she might want to take on everybody else's
Uh-huh.
tasks or jobs. And even with empathy there, she might
Right.
want to take on the emotional baggage of other people, and she just can't. It's just not
Right.
going to be good for her.
Just
So,
be a thermometer, not a thermostat.
right.
She's not in charge of changing the temperature of the room.
That's good for all of us, actually.
Yeah.
Good advice for all of us.
Uh-huh.
So this has been so fun, as it always is, Linda.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. I know I missed you last week and I did this on
Right.
my own and it was not
Oh,
as fun.
yeah.
So being a relationship builder, I love being in
Right.
collaboration and
Me too.
partnership like this. So thank you so much
Yeah, thank you.
for being here. And thank you everybody who's been listening in. We
Yeah, thanks for
appreciate
joining us.
you listening in. I hope you got some value from this. And if you want to go into your own assessment and give us your own results. We would love to dig into it with you or without you. We don't care.
Right.
But we would love to have you here so you can offer us some feedback on what we're saying and if it's, it resonates with you. So if you have a report, an assessment result that you want to get over to us, connect with me or Linda and get it to us, a screenshot, and we will make you part of an
Yeah,
episode. Okay,
that's
my
right. We'll
friends.
tell you how wonderful you are.
Yes, we love telling people how wonderful you are. So, okay, thank you, Linda. Thank you, everybody, for listening
Yeah,
in. We'll see you the next time.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.